a couple weeks before Butler Mania, I showed you, and I sent you that article in Foreign Affairs at the Council
Mhm.
of Foreign Relations that was a puff piece on Trump and his foreign policy team.
Mhm.
And I said to you, this can't happen unless the Rockefeller faction has buried the hatchet with the Rothschild faction, and they're ready to use Trump to get the control grid because they don't think the Democrats can deliver.
Yep, I remember that.
So,
Yep.
so I think the Republican establishment is ready to back Trump.
Yeah.
That's what it smells like to me.
This is why I say we need to be extremely cautious.
Exactly. Exactly. So if I'm the central bankers and I want to take care of the fiscal line,
Mhm.
one of the things I need to do is I need to strip out and get rid of the civil service and replace them with big tech, right?
Yep.
And the defense contractors.
Yep.
Okay. What's Trump saying? He's going to get rid of the deep state. What does he really mean by that? What he means is
Exactly.
I'm going to get rid of the people who do the bidding of the legislature and replace them with people who do the bidding of the central bank.
Yes.
That's not
That's not.
cleaning out the swamp.
No, it's not. This is
Right.
this is why in the previous interview I told people you need to watch the transition team very, very carefully.
Right.
Who he puts where. What we need to insist upon is clean out the Department of Justice.
Right.
We need to watch very carefully who he puts in charge of the Department of Homeland Security, Director of National Intelligence, National Security Council, Treasury, Commerce Department, all of these key positions.
It's going to be White House counsel and state and
And
DOD.
state and DOJ. Those are the things that we need to
DOD.
watch.
So it's
DOD,
DOG and DOD.
DOJ, DOD, Treasury, Commerce, State, all of those places we need to watch very carefully.
Here's what's interesting. I just checked in with CNN
Mm-hmm.
just to see what they were saying. And lo and behold, there's an article, and I have no idea, I haven't checked this out independently, talking about how the special prosecutor, Jack Smith, is suddenly arranging to consolidate and get rid of all the lawsuits.
Yeah.
Now, if that's the case, if you get a full umbrella
Yeah.
sweep of all of that, then I'm sorry, my theory is right.
Yes, I agree with you.
Right,
I agree with
right,
you. They
right.
are
So,
they're in a certain sense they're doing double duty. They're stacking functions, as you like to say. They're cutting and running, and they're clearing the board for the oncoming team all at the same time. And
right,
that to me, there is an issue that I think we can watch for and insist that Trump start talking about that will betray the full extent of how much he might be beholden to people. And again, I had in my second point here precisely what you're talking about: Rockefeller connection, Rothschilds, Peter Thiel and J.D. Vance. All of this is on. It's out there. I think there is a key issue that plugs into all of these concerns that we could emphasize that we need to make part of the political and cultural discussion now. And that's your favorite issue of dual citizenship. The cultural reality is people are paying too much for groceries, too much for gas. They have been called Nazis, deplorables, you name it. They've been called everything in the book, and we're fed up with it. But that's the level of popular view of the election. There's another level that I think is also in play, and I call that let's just call it the Trump technocratic level. He has come out in favor of a strategic Bitcoin reserve and all of that stuff, and I'm hearing bad things, particularly if you connect Elon Musk and his presence in all of this to it. I'm very worried about that with the Starlink thing. Um, Elon Musk's crazy idea of the neural net and all of that. In other words, what I'm trying to warn people about is we're now in the position where you've elected an administration with the political and moral capital to enact and put into position all the necessary infrastructure for your mark of the beast social credit system and
Right,
central
and
bank digital.
we're gonna look at that in a second.
That's what I'm trying to warn about.